Okay, so I'm going to show you all how to make this object right here. I am going to use the circular pattern in order to make this object. And with everything, there's many different ways to create it. So if you'll take a look here, I am going to bring that window over to the other side here. And I have Inventor open, and I'm going to start a sketch. I'll start a sketch on my XZ plane. I'm going to spin it the right way here. And first thing I'm going to make here is going to be a circle. Right, the size of that circle, it's a radius of 1.5, so it should be 3 inches. All right, so now I'm going to zoom in here using the top. And I'm going to make a rectangle, or part of a rectangle. I'm going to use my line tool here to make this rectangle up here, just like that. Now I want to make sure that my lines are touching, right? So I'm going to pick that endpoint in my circle, that endpoint in my circle. I want my midpoint to be directly over top of that, so now it's spaced out properly. And that dimension is going to be 1 inch. So click there, hit 1 inch. Okay, so now that kind of grew as it's supposed to. And it looks like, looking at the drawing here, doesn't really tell me. Oh, it's like 1 inch from that center of that circle. So this is going to be a little bit difficult to do. If that's 1.5 radius, it looks like to me that that's going to be maybe 2 inches. Let's try that. So I'm going to go 2 inches from the center. That'll be good enough for what we're doing. We were lacking a little bit of information here. Right, so now the first thing I'm going to pattern is my little rectangle piece here. So I can use my circular pattern to select these 3 pieces of my geometry, right? By default, the geometry button is selected. And then for my axis, I can either select my circle as my path, or I can click my center point as my path. I could also go over here to the origin and expand that and use the center point, although it's not allowing me to right now. So I'm just going to pick the center point here, and it looks like there's 6 of them. So I want to have 4 of them. So if I have 4 of them, it's going around 360 degrees. There we go. Now I have those little cross pieces or teeth. Then I'm going to start making a circle. Looks like my circle is here. Right, it's going to be right above, right vertical to that center point. And I have a dimension for that of 0.5 diameter. Right, and there's going to be a dimension of 0.75 from the center. So I have 0.75 from here to here, 0.75, and now everything is fully constrained. Now I can use my circular pattern on here, and I click on my geometry, I select my cursor for my axis, I can pick this middle point here, and there's 6 of them, and I click OK. What's interesting is this went purple. Okay, no, it's actually fine. And then when I finish my sketch, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to extrude my part, and it looks like the thickness is 0.5. So I'll put that in after I select everything, and then I type 0.5, and there we go. There's my part. So I can take a picture of that and turn it in. Notice that I don't have over here any circular pattern, right? So it makes it a little bit more tricky, right? Because I just have one sketch and not a circular pattern. So before you turn it in, I'd like for you to right-click and turn on visibility for that sketch so I can see those dimensions. I need to see that that 360 thing is there. Alternatively, we can do this a different way. So I'm going to undo a couple things here. And I'm going to go back to, actually, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to undo a little bit further. Let's see here. I need to get rid of my circle. All right, now I'm going to put my circle on here. right? We said that was going to be 0.5, and it is 0.75 from the center. And I want to have it locked in vertically to my center point. Now when I finish my sketch, I'm going to extrude. Okay, I'm back. One little note here. I have another way of doing this, right? So first things first, I'm going to not start a sketch. I'm going to extrude just my circle, right? Including the hole. So that goes 0.5, and I click OK. So now I have my extrusion 1. I need to share my sketch because I need to use some features from my sketch. So I'm going to right click on it and share my sketch. Now I'm going to extrude just this little tooth right here. Then I click OK. Then I'm going to extrude one more time, and this time I'm going to select just the hole, and I click OK. So now I've got 3 extrusions, 1, 2, 3, right? Now I can use my pattern tool here. So I'm going to start with circular, and I'm going to pick my features, and I'm going to grab this tooth on the end here. I click for my rotation, and I've got to pick my y-axis, right? I got to pick the axis that goes through here. So here I'm going to choose my y-axis. Alternatively, I think I can use here. I can use this edge, right? And I want to have 4 of those, not 6. And then I click OK. So now I have a circular pattern, which is for the teeth of this cross piece, right? Now I can go ahead and do a circular pattern again. This time I can pick just the hole, or I can pick my extrusion number 3 here. And for my rotation axis, I can pick my y-axis, or I can pick like this sort of rotation here. I think I'm going to pick the y-axis because I think it's going to work better. And I need to have 6 of them in total, and that's the default. And I click OK. And now I have my part. My part has all my measurements on it because my sketch is being shared and it's visible. I can turn that off. And I can see over here that I have 3 extrusions and 2 circular patterns, so I can tell that this was built the right way.